Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your judgment and advice in the comments. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my sister's abortion? I, 21F, have a younger sister, 19F, who is 3 months pregnant. She's in a terrible situation. She moved away from my mom to live with her boyfriend, 29M, and boom, a month later she's pregnant. Now she didn't tell me this until recently over FaceTime. She's lied about being pregnant before, so I asked if I could see her stomach. I couldn't tell if she was just bloated or if she was actually showing. Beforehand, she said she was making a lot of money with her boyfriend. I later found out this was from selling dope. I figured since she was apparently making good money, she or her boyfriend would be able to pay for this procedure. But no, right after she showed me her supposed bump, she asked me if I could send her $1,000. Now, she was being completely serious. I don't have a stable job at the moment, I just have money saved up to pay off school. Strictly for school. I told her this and she immediately changed her whole tone, saying that if I truly cared for her and want to be a good sister, I would help her this once. I thought she had money? I thought her boyfriend was making money, although illegal. I know it sounds harsh, but my sister has been this way for a very long time. She's very manipulative, a pathological liar, and my mom never did anything to try and change her ways, so now she is like this. Anyways, now I have my mom calling me up asking why I won't help her. Hello? Am I missing something? Am I my sister's guardian? I've given my sister money so many times just for to spend it on weed and useless things of the sort. I've tried so hard to be a positive influence and a good role model in her life, but I am constantly being taken advantage of. Yes, I do kind of feel guilty because what if she really is not able to pay for this? I don't want her to bring a child into her situation. I don't want others to frown upon me for not helping her. But I honestly just think she needs a huge reality check. I love my sister and I hate the situation she's in, but I'm tired of being her caregiver as I'm still young and also need to take care of myself. Am I the a-hole here? Now for some comments. You're not going to be showing enough to tell if you're pregnant or not at 3 months. Ask to see some hard evidence, like an ultrasound or a medical document confirming she's pregnant. If she has a history of scamming you for money, lying like you say she does, don't just give her the cash. Go with her to the appointment. A $1,000 seems like a lot, but I guess it would depend on your state. And at the end of the day, you don't need a reason not to pay for any of it. It doesn't sound like you even have a great relationship anyway, so you don't owe her any favors. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole, but your sister sounds like the last person who should reproduce. Pretty sure Planned Parenthood will give you a payment plan. Tell her to go and get a receipt or copy of the payment plan before you help her. Also tell her they better put an IUD post-procedure until she grows the F up. Not the a-hole, she decided to move away with her boyfriend who, bear in mind, is a decade older than her. The fact she made the decision to get kicked up then wants you to pay for an abortion is complete not cool at all. Am I the a-hole for calling in a noise complaint about my next-door neighbor's backyard wedding and getting it shut down? I, 24F, had a situation with my neighbors and I've been feeling guilty. I've gotten some mixed opinions from my friends, so I figured I'd turn to the internet for your opinion. I live in an apartment in a neighborhood where all the houses are really close to each other, think like 10 feet away, with really thin walls. I've never had any issues with my neighbors, but suddenly during the afternoon, they started playing fairly loud music, with a full subwoofer and heavy bass. I went outside and realized they had a tent set up for a wedding. I tried to ask them about the music, but the only person whose attention I could get didn't speak English, and with the wedding going on I felt too uncomfortable interrupting to try and get the attention of someone else. I own noise-canceling headphones, so besides the rumbling of the subwoofer, I was able to handle the music, but I work from home and had to cancel work with all of my clients for the day because they complained about the noise. After about 4 hours they ended up cranking up the volume even more, at which point I called the cops to file a noise complaint. I just wanted them to turn down the music and maybe disconnect the subwoofer. Well, apparently they had 3 people over the limit for gatherings in my area, and the entire wedding got shut down. I could hear the commotion from my apartment. My friends have been telling me I'm the asshole because I could have just gone over and tried harder to get them to turn the music down rather than calling the cops, and it was a wedding. I should have just sucked it up for such a special event. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. I doubt you are the only one that complained. Also, they shouldn't have had so many people at one event yet. That's not on you. Not the a-hole. You tolerated a noise they were making for a while, and then they decided to make it worse for the neighbors. It's easy to celebrate while not being a nuisance to the rest of the neighborhood. Not the a-hole. Only because it went on for several hours during a workday. People know that others are still working from home. It's really rude to have your music that loud for long periods of time. I also doubt you're the only one to make a complaint either. Am I the a-hole for trying to go on vacation? Let me start by saying that this is not a new thing, but something that happens every year since my dad died 2 years ago. My mother is 80 years old. She still lives on her own, but she lives on the same yard as my family, so we help her out where we can. She does all her own cooking and all the small things of everyday life, but my family helps with things that would be hard for her to do, like cleaning the whole house, grocery shopping, driving her to the doctor. She is accustomed to us being around for whenever she needs us. It can become a bit tedious, but we are used to it. Here is where the problem starts. Summer is around the corner, and we have started making plans for going away for nearly 2 weeks to go on vacation. We want to stay in a remote cabin near a lake, to distress from work and everything going on. I have been telling my mother about our trip. Since my husband knew when he would get time off of work, she has ignored our plans for the longest time. Now that our trip is just a month away, she is suddenly very against us leaving her alone. I have a brother who has 4 adult kids, who were partially raised by my parents, because my brother and sister-in-law worked a lot, so I tried to arrange for them to come and stay with her for the time of our absence. He has told me that all of them have something to do in that time. 2 of them are married, so no. Another is leaving for a trip, and the last one is too stressed out to take care of their grandma. Even my brother said that it is impossible for him to come around and take care of his mother. Is it really too much to ask for them to take some responsibility for a few days a year? So now I am left alone with my mother, who anytime I mention us leaving is starting to tear up. She says she feels unwell and faint. She tries to guilt trip me into staying and says stuff like, well, if you have to go, then you have to go. If something happens and I die, well, then that's just life. That's how it goes. She tells us that going on vacation is irresponsible and that is something unnecessary. I am tired and exhausted. I just want to leave for a bit and get away from everything, but I also feel guilty for leaving my mother. So, am I the a-hole for trying to have a life outside of my mother's whims and going on vacation? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. I'd let her know that she's been given enough warning time to get used to the idea, and the next course of action is for her to either look into hiring a carer while you're gone, or your brother can step up. Don't let her guilt you for needing a break, as being a carer to elderly parents is a tiring and often thankless job. Enjoy your holiday. Not the a-hole. Everyone deserves a break from life. She is being emotionally manipulative. Tell her if she can't take care of herself for 2 weeks, maybe she shouldn't live on her own anymore. I find that older people tend to clam up at the idea of losing their independence. Absolutely not the a-hole. Look at it this way: if you don't go away, you're likely to burn out. If you burn out, you'll be sick yourself. How can you reasonably be expected to look after someone else if you're sick? The rest of your family needs to step up and give you a break. Not doing so is unreasonable and selfish on their part. Your mother is also being unreasonable with the guilt tripping. Thanks for watching. Until next time.